John F. Kennedy Jr. He was declared the frontrunner for the New York Senate seat back in 1999. Days later, his plane crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and his rival, Hillary Clinton, was elected senator. Mary Mahoney was a Clinton White House intern. She knew enough of the inner workings of Bill's sexual advancements to be a star witness during the Clinton impeachment trials. She was brutally executed at a Starbucks she was managing in 1997. In 1993, White House counsel Vince Foster was found dead in Fort Marcy Park near D.C. He supposedly killed himself, and among a lengthy list of potential foul play, the bullet was never found. Then there's James McDougal, a key witness for White House prosecutors. He was serving his 3-year sentence for bank fraud at the Fort Worth Federal Medical Center in Texas. And just before he was to give a testimony before the grand jury, McDougal suffered a heart attack in solitary confinement. In 2015, Walter Scheib, a White House chef hired under Bill Clinton, joined the list. His body was found at the bottom of a river, nearly 2 miles from the base of the trail he was reportedly hiking. An autopsy determined that Scheib's death was accidental drowning, but he might have known too much. 27-year-old Democratic National Committee staffer Seth Rich was shot and killed in D.C. this year. There is speculation that he was the source of the controversial leaked emails allegedly sent by DNC staffers, and that he may have been murdered in retaliation. Then Sean Lucas, the lead attorney in a fraud case against the DNC, was found lying on the bathroom floor by his girlfriend when she returned home on August 2nd. His death was reported classified, pending the results of an autopsy. To this day,
Whew. You guys believe Trump posted that on Truth Social for the whole world to see? I think things are getting spicy. Happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday afternoon. Early live. I know that's what you guys love. You love it when I'm early. You love when I show up for you guys. You know, sometimes I just like to just do the big, beautiful, huge live early. And because that's what the people want. You know, so that's a terrible Trump. Anyways, good to see you guys. I see I'm a little blurry again. Hopefully it clears up as it goes. So annoying, but still have yet to figure out why YouTube's doing that to me. But anyways, welcome. Let's say hey to some people. Vince Felice, Joe Asiki, what's up? So now Joe Wickman, what's going on? Tina Tran, Squire 61, Kim Wiley, Bob Rand, CJ Yukon, what's up? Zach Butterfeld, 5-star appliance repair. Let's go. Michael Boyle, Sideshow. Brian Goodrich, D. Croteau. Alan Krentz, Thomas Dubois. I miss you, brother. It's good to see you. Gary Medill, Drew Savala. The one, what to do? Randy, listening to Richard's video. We're going to talk a little bit about GTI. You better believe it. Got some finger updates, too, that I think are spicy and very exciting, even after Friday's disappointing day. I think it's going to get much better. Ronnie Agnes, damn it, Sean Kimberly, Toe Cramp, Jeff Kendrick, Joel Dawes, Hero in the house. CJ Yukon says Junior's alive. That's one I can't subscribe to, but I do appreciate why people say that. So, you know, Jeff Kendrick, what's going on? Pilot to the Moon. Donna, Mamba, Girth Mike, Alan Krantz, love it. Shogun's here. Go pickleball, bro. You can watch the replay. Charlie, Danny, Michael Height, Patrice, Mark, and Ryan Bilodeau. We're caught up. Matthew Kollar. All right. Matthew Kollar is saying good stuff about finger charts. I like hearing that. That's great. All right. So despite my blurry stream, maybe I'll get to the presentation stuff early. That way I'll get off my blurry face here. All right, check this out, guys. Today I want to talk about how Trump is just throwing it out there like crazy about justice incoming. All right, which is very, very exciting. Justice incoming, and based on what we're seeing, a couple things happen this Friday night in Finger that makes me really think Finger is about to get much better as well. So check this out, though. On Truth Social, Trump been posting like a madman, and look at these crazy posts he's putting up there. All roads lead to Obama. Read truth if you want public military tribunals. Holy smokes, that's intense. He posted this awesome picture, which is what I used for my thumbnail today, which very interesting, guys. Do you guys notice what's on the collar right there? You guys notice that? We'll talk about that in a minute. It says, taking back our great country, Slayer of the Deep State, that's awesome Matrix remake, and Blind Justice Under the Law, Return to the Republic. Trump, man. So he posts that video. He posts stuff like this. I mean, I think it's pretty clear what Trump's trying to signal to us. He is ready. He's calling out the names. Hillary, he called her out. Obama calls him out. I mean, they're not. I mean, this is what we want, right? This is what we want. So, and then Joe Rambo shares this, which Joe's a pretty interesting follow. It says, when people are going to see it, they're telling you right to his face. Trump himself posting a picture of Q plus on his collar. And there it is right there. Q plus. So, you know, the old Q post, guys, every once in a while, there'd be a Q post under Q plus. And if you did the research, it seemed pretty clear that every time it was Q plus, it was probably Trump. And now he shares a picture with that. So just very, very interesting. And if you're looking for justice, exciting stuff that Trump's putting out there. Not legal. What's up, man? Hey, great work on GTII. Not legal in the house is in the chat, guys. Everybody give him a big thank you for all the work he's done. Crazy exposure on GTII, which we'll talk about in a little bit this weekend with this new receiver report that came out. And Not is covering it the best. So please go to his channel, support him, subscribe to him, and watch everything he puts out if you're interested in GTII, or if you're just interested in learning about market corruption. Not is doing an excellent job, and he's got JR on there as well. The different JR, we got big JR in this house, and he's got JR Ewing over there. So, but Not, thank you. I just want to tell you why you're here. Thank you for everything you do. You're awesome, and you cover things in a way I could never do on GTI ever since it stopped trading. So, as with your legal background. So thank you for that. Pete, yes, Pete, I do need to get in touch with you. Pete has reached out to me from the DJT group, and Pete, I've just not had time, but I will get back to you. All right. So thank you, Pete, for watching and supporting, and I will get back to you, sir. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about as well, guys. After Friday with that really disappointing finger day where we just got mobbed. We did close above 4 though, which I tried to tell you guys that was the real win. That's what we were looking for. That close was a big deal. It was. So, but disappointing still. I get it, and a lot of people are hurt. But after that, it seemed like floodgates opened up with opportunity, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. And also Bam and Pedro did one of the best space calls I've ever heard in my life. If you guys haven't listened to it, what are you waiting for? It's like 3.5 hours. I got a small spot on it, but just a fantastic space call where they go through everything, including how this is all done in the markets. And it's an absolute must listen. Absolute must listen. All right, let's go through all the news and all the I think stuff's really about to ramp up. I really do. And let me share everything I'm seeing so you guys can do your own draw your own conclusions. And so we're going to go through the news that's come out the last 2 days politically, because it's just, I feel like, big deal stuff. And then we're going to close talking about Finger and GTII. All right, sound fair? I think that works. Okay. Dan Bongino came out and is doing his first stuff with Kash Patel in the media. And they're just laying down the law. This is just about, if you're illegal, we're going to get you out. We're not wasting time. But here's what really got interesting. So Kash Patel announced new evidence linked to Russiagate hoax. And I want you guys to listen to this.
I was the lead Russiagate investigator. for the House Intelligence Committee. And I've been on both your shows in a prior life talking about it. And I'm telling you and the American public that we have now found material and information and people who wanted to hide it from the world since we got in these seats. And we, as the deputy said, we are trying to do it in a fashion where not only are we informing the American public of what happened, but we can have accountability for it. And that takes a little bit more time. And when you layer on the fact that we are rolling out our priorities on violent crime and defending the homeland, you know, we're running a 3-part animal here, and we're going 100 miles an hour on each single one.
So important.
Wait, I want to add to that too, because what the director's saying is right. You got to remember, we come in the morning, there's a portfolio of 100 level 10 items. If it's a level 9, which is a pretty big freaking deal, someone else fixed it. The only thing that gets to my desk or his is a level 10. That's the entire day. Look at his schedule any given day. I'll show you the palm card I have.
Great point.
It is filled from 7:30 to he leaves 7 at night, 6:30 at night. It's filled all day. We just can't focus on one thing. You want New York to go boom? DC to go boom? You want an OC organization to go hack into some cyber network and crack all of Fox News' holdings? We're dealing with all that stuff too. Everything's a priority. Everything's a priority. This is one of many things we're doing. It's not an excuse. It's just reality.
All right. So there you have Bongino and Cash telling you big stuff's coming. They have so much to deal with because it's been so overwhelmingly corrupt. Is basically what he's saying. You got Jan 6, you got Russiagate. I mean, there's going to be so much to go through. The AutoPen stuff, I bet they're looking into. Obviously, we care a lot about the markets, and we're like, guys, what's going on with the markets? Well, listen, they have a lot to deal with. Plus, they got their own places, FBI, DOJ, full of corrupt people. They're cleaning it out. But this is Bongino telling you guys, like, there's so much important stuff coming. And we are looking at it, but it's one thing at a time going through it. So I just think it's a big deal that they got him out there. And then we got James O'Keefe. I can't play this video because it's too long, but James O'Keefe gets an 18-minute video with it undercover with this guy telling him how Barack Obama and Clinton were running the White House under Biden. Obama's very involved, he said. So this spills out over the weekend. Right after the Her tape was released on Friday, which was the tape where they decided not to prosecute Biden because they said he sounded like a bumbling old man. And now they released the tape, and it's worse than you think. It's awful. Biden is just all over the place, and it's pretty clear that man could not run anything. And so then you got people say like, well, no, but his staff, all that. And I was even watching Mark Halperin on Two-Way saying like, well, there's no evidence Obama was involved. Well, now we got it. Like literally 1 day, 2 days after Mark Halperin is talking about this. And anyways, watch this video if you get a chance. It's 18 minutes, so I'm not going to go through it. We just got too much to talk about. Anyways, it's crazy. It's crazy how people start. This keeps going, and so then we get back to Cash and Bongino just breaking narratives. So this one's interesting. They say that they actually confirm Epstein did kill himself, which leaves me thinking one of two things. They're either trying to shut down this narrative on purpose, like quickly for a reason, or they're trying to get people off the scent. I don't know. But yeah, just listen to this real quick, how they do it, because Bongino is.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
I know it's hard work. You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well,
so Bongino is interesting because he was one of those ones on his podcast saying he didn't, and now he's changed. So I think that's important. They're shutting down the narrative for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but if justice really is coming, it's focus time. It's focus time. It's time to shut down the conspiracies. It's time to get us all pointed in the right direction. And this might just be one of them, which is interesting because it's still super shady. But I'm just going to accept that there's a reason they're doing this, whether it's true or not. And we just accept it. And I don't think they're covering for anybody. I don't think that's what it is. I mean, you just saw what Trump put out there about Hillary, Hillary basically being involved in the death of JFK Jr. I mean, that's wild that he would post that. And then the part about Obama, it all comes back to Obama. I mean, that's wild. So I don't think this is a cover for anything. So I wanted to speak to that in case anybody thought that would be a thing. All right, let me keep going. I'm going to jump into this was a big thing that happened on Friday. And then I'm going to go into Finger and GTII. So Moody downgraded our economy or the US debt rating on Friday, which they did this right after the bell closed. It was almost immediate, which is obvious. It's completely political. All right. You don't do this with the timing they did if it's not political. This happened right after Trump has had the best 10 days he's had in a long time, after the tariff stuff, and they attacked him over it, and his approval had gone down a little bit. Well, then he came roaring back with this foreign policy, the pharmaceutical EO, and all of a sudden he's hot again. Like, he's moving up. It's exciting again. His approval numbers are going back up. He's got momentum. The market's up, so people are letting go of the tariff stuff. They announced a deal with China. They're working on that. So it's all of that's happening. And then what happens on Friday? Drop a bomb. Moody's downgrades the U.S. Now, that's happened twice before in our history, and both times the market tanked for a few days after. I believe they're trying to tank this market. They want the economy to fail so they can really ramp up into the midterms. All right. Now, for us, that's a good thing. And Bam talked about this, and I asked him this on the space call on Friday, and I hope you guys check it out. But I asked Bam, and Pedro's always told me this as well. But if the market goes down, he says 5 to 7%. If it moves down rapidly, that's when their algorithms start breaking, and that's when meme stocks can really take off. And my contention has always been that liquidity dries up really fast, margin calls start getting in, people are panicking, and that's the best time for us to have a breakout. And Bam agrees with that. His reasoning is a little different, but he agrees with the supposition at the same point. And he says it's also because their algorithms break, because they just can't anticipate those kind of drops. And so it screws everything up. So anyways, Moody's might have done us as holders of Finger, GTII, obviously GTI is not trading, but DJT, G-Bucks, you name it, GameStop, they might have just done us a huge favor by throwing a huge monkey wrench into the markets by trying to hurt Trump. Now, will this hurt Trump? No, it always backfires. They can never figure it out. He's Teflon Don. And I think they've anticipated an economy that's going to dip at some point, a market that's going to have a major correction at some point. How could it not, right? We've talked about this for 2 years. I'm not going to rehash it. But the point is they might have just started something. And I think this summer might get really ugly in the markets. But like Bam's model says, the meme stocks could go way up into May and June. That's when he's seeing a lot of strength. Well, we might have just seen something that starts an unwinding effect. It could start the yen carry trade unwind, which will hurt our markets. This downgrade alone will hurt the markets. So Monday, I expect, unless some miracle happens, some major market news comes out, I expect the markets to be futures tonight to open up way down. I do. And tomorrow might be a bloodbath. We'll see, but will it impact our stocks? I don't think so at first, but the buildup is going to bring some strength to our stocks. I really do believe that. And then something could break, and then we get off to the races. So that's really exciting. But as this post says, Moody's moves political. Was U.S. debt better under Biden? Why now? I'm not saying U.S. debt situation is good, but why not downgrade a year ago? Simple. They want to bring Donald to his knees with U.S. debt markets imploding, yields at 8%. No other reason. 100%. And I could not agree with that more. All right. So that, as soon as I saw that, I thought to myself, okay, this week where we had such high highs in finger, hitting like 550 in after hours, and then getting crushed Thursday and Friday, especially Friday, discouraging, but we're winning that battle. And now things are starting to get into motion to where this correction in finger might just become a slingshot up. I don't know what to expect this week, but this is the kind of stuff we need to watch for on a macro level that could definitely turn things around for us very quickly. And then this as well. So I got a message on Friday from somebody who has a connection to Pam Bondi, like a direct connection. And they got to me and they said, hey, Ace, get me in touch with Ham. I really want to talk to him about this. So I reached out and I said, Ham, this guy's telling me he's got a connection. And Ham said immediately, like, get me in touch with him. So I got him connected. And now Ham is posting this. Can't wait to see my new friend. And he's writing Pam. So I believe Ham has a meeting coming up with Pam Bondi. In fact, he says right here, I leave Friday, Fork You Scumbags. All the details about finger will be given with proof to back it up. So, guys, it might have hurt on Friday, but the fact is things are getting in motion now. And I think, I'm not going to say it was a good thing we got attacked like that, but I do think it really ramped things up in effect that people want to pay attention more. Ham being at the SEC got attention, which I'm going to show you in a minute why that truck works. But this is exciting stuff. And I think we're going to see some, I really do. Ham, like, I mean, he says he's leaving Friday and he's been posting about it nonstop. So I don't know if he'll get directly to Pam, but it might be somebody else in the DOJ who is right there. But this was somebody who knows Pam personally and said that they'll connect us. They really want to get Ham in there. So now that Ham and this guy have talked, hopefully it sounds like it went great. And this could get really exciting, guys. This could get really exciting. And another reason why I believe justice is on its way. Ham post says, he says, you see, Pam, when you hear the story of finger from start to today, if anyone you know has a toupee, this will happen. He just plays the Tommy Boy scene with the fan. I absolutely love it. And then we had another thing interesting happen. So this guy reached out showing. So first it goes like this. He said, someone parked this truck in front of the SEC building this morning. And he saw our truck. He saw the truck with Ham and William in front of the SEC. And somebody wrote him back, this would be Ham. And this guy says, Ham needs to do a show with me next week. Well, this guy has, I don't know if you guys can see it right there, but he's got 53,000 followers. Okay. So he's a Wealth Ventures guy, advisor to the board of directors at Quantum. And then so Ham reached out, said, I'm in, we'll be back to get it done. So Ham, like, again, all this stuff is working. Okay. It's working. We're getting out there. We're getting the word out. As Bam talked about on a space call, and Pedro said this as well, our knowledge, our education is killing them. All right. And this is the thing. Pedro said this. He said the one thing they could never model was a group of retail investors, a large group of retail investors getting educated. He said they could never model that. They were able to model everything else, but that was the one thing they could never prepare for. And it's going to be the thing that kills them. So as we keep getting everything out there and we keep educating each other and spreading these news, and Ham's doing the truck, he's doing the calls, Bam's doing these space calls, teaching us, Pedro's out there always teaching us. As we learn and we understand more, we don't get shook. We don't get shook, and we spread it, and it just that ball keeps rolling, and it's starting to work. It's starting to work, and we're seeing connections come about. I think we're close, guys. I do. I think we're starting to see the momentum that we've been waiting for. We've been chopping, we've been knocking at something really tough, just digging through granite. We've been just chipping away like a little bit at a time until we finally hit something softer. And now I think it's going to get easier. I really do. And I think it's so fascinating to me. And I've seen this 100 times in my life, so I'm used to it, but it never ceases to amaze me. And this is where my faith comes in. But I feel like God allows stuff to build up, and then everything kind of happens at once. But I don't think it's coincidental that we're seeing the justice side of things ramp up politically, with Trump going after people, calling them out. And I do believe that's going to start ramping up. We got Bongino out there talking with Cash now. That's all starting to build up, but it's also happening in the markets. We're starting to see a crest. And at some point, as we're building now, it's going to spill over, and then it's just going to go all at once. And I think that's what we're going to about to see. I really do. Let me catch up with the chat a little bit before I go to the next thing. Bruno says, great surprise to see you today. Very much needed now that I'm back in the hospital. You help me get through the painful days. Bruno, I'm so sorry you're in the hospital, but I'm glad I can offer anything, even if it's just a little time to get your mind off things. So God bless you. And definitely anything we can pray for specifically, Bruno, is for you. I would love to say that. You believe it's a turncoat. What do you mean by that, Alan? Everybody's saying that Bam, learning from Bam and stuff is helping them make money. I'm telling you, he's a genius. He's a true genius. I think between him, Pedro, and Ham, we are getting insight into the markets that is unheard of. I think it's beyond what the vast majority of any of us could even learn if we studied it on our own for years. We are blessed to have these men who have incredible insight and experience to go with it, teaching us. And yeah, I mean, Bam's model is incredible. And I know, like, I've had him on before in October. I had him on recently, and people liked the content. But I think once he started covering finger, and you guys saw it for yourselves, you're finally able to see why I value him so much, because his stuff is just incredible. And so I'm glad some of you guys are making money listening to him. And if you want to trade more, I can't recommend his program enough. It's a subscription program, and I believe he's doing a discount for anybody who's in finger. So Pilot the Moon says, all the grading agencies corrupt and connected to big bank funds. Yeah, they are. And we saw that in The Big Short. And that's in the book as well. Alan Krantz with 5 memberships gifted. Thank you, Alan. It's very generous of you, sir. David, Derek, Christopher Campbell, Bram Boyle, and Nat Nail. That's a name. Hey, guys, welcome to the membership. Please join the Discord. It's super valuable. And enjoy the members' lives on Wednesday nights. You now have all those open to you. Awesome. Thank you, Alan. Incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much. And guys, if you are watching, please take the second to like. Let's, let everybody know you like the video so we can break through the algorithm, get more reach on this so people can see good things are coming. And if you're new, please subscribe so you get all the notifications. If you're on X or Rumble, please follow as well. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. BW says, Ace, option chain on watch. They're going to juice the premiums for June. Let Theta and Ivy crush roll the next couple of weeks. They're not going to let options get away again. I'm not quite sure I get the whole gist of your... Are you saying good or bad, BW? I'm sorry. I can't really understand the context. Squire, you've accumulated a lot of finger, so we stopped buying finger. We stopped feeding the shorts free money. Could this be a problem for the shorts? I don't know about that. I think they're pulling in their liquidity from other places. I really do. But yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. What's up, Lee? I think buying is always going to be worse for the shorts than not, Squire. I'd say that. Thank you, Lee. Yeah, early is nice. Lyrical says adults are in the room. Now even the kids are going. I like that. That's very true. Pedro is brilliant, Toe. He absolutely is. Alan says a turncoat involved with Epstein, so call it suicide. Yeah, I think that's absolutely possible. Yeah. I don't have the link, Silly Goose. I'm sorry. But you can go follow him on X and it'll take you to it. Okay. I'm sorry. I just don't have that on me right now. And you're welcome, Lyrical. Lyrical says that knowledge is power. Thank you for teaching. Guys, listen. I started this channel because I just wanted to communicate stuff I knew that I felt would be helpful for people. That's it. That was the whole gist of the channel. And originally I was going to do different theme days. I was going to talk about different subjects. And then I started talking about the markets and it just took off. And I knew that's what people wanted. Well, as that continued, and there was only so much I could talk about the markets because it's really not my specialty. That's when it became more political as well. And now I've kind of married the two. But this channel has always existed for a reason. It's to educate people on what you're not told about what's going on in the world. Occasionally to throw in some other tips that I've just found helpful over the years and in the life I've lived. Stuff that I know works. But also to give hope. And that was always the biggest thing, because knowledge, not just knowledge, understanding, actually, I should say understanding. Understanding should always breed hope once you realize how things are going and how things really work. Because once you realize that, you realize the impact you have on your own life and on the lives of others. And that always gives you power. It does. It gives you power. And can help anybody turn their lives around. But also because I see what's going on in the world from my study of history, my understanding of politics, and also my lens of faith. And I bring all those things together, and it's always leads to hope. And so if you ever watch my channel and you don't feel more hopeful, I'm not doing my job. That's my number one thing, is in these crazy things we're going through, these fights we've picked, it's always that there's hope. And of course, winning matters, because not for me, I can live a good life no matter what, because I'm a free man. No matter what they do to me, I'll always be free in my spirit. But I don't need much, but it's for my kids and it's for my grandkids and for your kids and grandkids, for our generations coming in America. I care about that. And then somewhat after that, the world, but especially for our country. I see it in terms of my family, my community, my country, the world. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. I focus first on the closest, and it just a little bit further out gets less focus, but it doesn't mean I don't care. But eventually, like, I want us to fight for the things that make that make things better for our kids and grandkids. It says in Proverbs that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So 3 generations. Okay. So if you're not planning for your kids, grandkids, and great grandkids, you're not planning far enough. And I want to leave that inheritance. It doesn't have to be money, but it can be showing them courage, showing them how to navigate with hope, giving knowledge, teaching them the right way to do things, teaching them how things best work, how the world works, from a standpoint where things are just and right. And that's what we do, that's what this is all about. So thank you guys for communicating that you appreciate what I do. I really do appreciate that. So that, yes, that knowledge is power, as Lyrical said. Vince says, I talked to Bam yesterday. He's going to offer us a discount. Yeah, he said that. Brian says we could see 261 before a big reversal. I don't think it'll get that low. I know you're saying that it's possible, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't think it's going to get that low. Ham has been tweeting a lot about certain numbers, and I know he's got a lot of buyers lined up this week. I think they're going to fight to keep it at 4 and move up slowly. But, they've knocked us down before despite that. So I'm not saying you're wrong and it won't happen. I'm saying I personally am more optimistic. I really am. Brian, absolutely. Lyrical says, I've been a hunter since the start. Thank you. Alan, how much is that necklace worth that Trump got from UAE? Priceless? Maybe. I mean, they give him he got some fancy gifts, man, in the Middle East for sure. There's a lot of wealth over there. So, BW says S&P 500, even on the dip past Friday, never dip below 200-week average. If it doesn't fall below that, we're not ever in a bear market. It's a bearish correction. I agree. Yeah. We're not in a bear market yet. but things can change fast. And we need a massive correction. But again, I'm not going to go all the way into that because I've talked about 100 times, and now is just not the time. But that Moody's downgrade is gonna be interesting. If it doesn't impact the markets, I'll be shocked. So, but yeah, so Finger, guys, Ham connecting to the DOJ with Pam Bondi. I believe it's happening. Somebody was very skeptical in the chat, but listen, I think you're wrong. But I think just from what I know, he's getting on that show, the guy with 50,000 followers. So that's more, it's clear the truck worked. We have obviously more buyers coming in, market probably correcting a little bit this week after the Moody's. So, and then just the fact that we've got them, and justice is percolating everywhere else. So I'm very bullish on Finger and where we're going to go the next few. And then finally, yeah, there's still the rumor about Alibaba. In fact, Finger announced huge news on Friday that it's into Indonesia now, with the fourth biggest country in the world, folks, by population. And Finger now has access to help them generate insurance with their technology. So that's a huge deal they announced. And when we went down, so there's going to be eventually some buying in because of that deal as well. And yes, of course, if the Alibaba news is true, it's just going to be massive. All right, finally, I want to talk about GTI a little bit. So this receivers report came out, and it's insane. It explains, and Not has covered it in detail. So if you want all the deets on this, go to his channel. He really breaks it down well with JR. But my quick summation is that this report comes out and basically showed just how absolutely corrupt Reichman was and how he was using GTI as his piggy bank. This is why it was downlisted once this stuff got out. And getting out of the OTC, so we couldn't trade it. And guys, honestly, looking back, it might have been, even though it's been hard, it's been discouraging, it's been a long battle, it might have been the best thing to happen to us. It might have been a godsend that it was downlisted. Because now they're in here working, and it's becoming apparent that with what's his face coming in, the new guy, AIversity, it's the best thing that could have happened to GTI is get away from Reichman. But the corruption is staggering. You guys will want to hear the breakdown of how all this happened. It's crazy that this report got out. There was a lot of stalling going on, and so the receiver finally released this publicly, and it's blowing stuff out, man. It's crazy. So if you're in GTI, this is I think this is good news because more knowledge is good. But and also it shows that the case for the receiver getting it away from Reichman and all them and getting it over to that merger with AIversity is a very good way to go. So I'm excited about that. All right, Stray, you're out. You're just a bot, man. You're a bot troll, and I'm getting you out of here. Idiot. It's crazy. That rumor is not coming from a bot, you moron. So, Lee says, can we send prayers at the end for YouTuber Patrick Humphrey and his pregnant wife having serious complications? Yeah, I'll try to remember that, Lee. B-Dub says, Ace and Group, you got to send the Twitter links to your state reps and mention retirement funds are being drained in your districts. Yeah, that's a good point. Always tag them. Just get it out there. Let them, just guys, our representatives, our senators, they read their Twitter or their X. They read it. They love it. Celebrities do. They can't get away. You got to remember, most of these people in power, even some of the good ones, they got a little bit of narcissism or a little bit of attention whoring, for lack of a better term. They love attention and they want to know what people are saying about them. So hit them up as much as you can. That's a great reminder, B-Dub. So thank you for that. But all right, guys, on that note, listen, I'm just going to go back to this because I don't think you guys, not everybody in here might completely understand just what a big deal it is for the president of the United States to be throwing this stuff out here. All right. Some will say like, oh, he's just pandering to his conspiracy base, blah, blah, blah. Really? Because why would that make sense? Why would that make sense if there's not truth to a lot of this stuff? The fact is, this conspiracy world, which does get dark, which does lead you the wrong way a lot, but the overall premise of a lot of it's very true. And for Trump to just throw all this out there, I mean, this would be devastating to his presidency if there wasn't truth to it. And so I don't think he's doing it for fun, especially now when you hear what Cash and Bongino are saying. So guys, justice is coming. And I think we can't underestimate what a huge deal it is that Ham could be meeting up with Pam Bondi. Bondi's in DJT, or at least she was, 100,000 shares. You don't think that she's going to be interested in hearing an insider talk about market corruption and manipulation? I think 100% they will. So justice, guys. Justice is coming. Literally the Department of Justice. Jack Hamilton, late to the show. All right. No YouTube notification, but you check the Discord. All right, buddy. Glad to see you. Lyrical says, put in public eye, validate what we've been saying. Good job, not legal. Absolutely. Yeah, on GTII, of course. Thank you, Born Free. B-Dub says, options comment was, there's going to be hard to find cheap options. They're going to make the premiums cost a whole lot more. I see. I get you. Okay. He says, make sure to buy options on red days if you want to get in. That's a good point, B-Dubs. I agree with you. Deuterino. What's up, man? Good to see you. Prostate cancer for Biden? Really? Really? Let me look that up real quick because I want to verify that. Are we getting that from a good source? Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, even Pierce Morgan is saying it. Advanced and aggressive prostate cancer. Wow. Well, if he's listen, there's multiple ways. I think justice comes for us all. Let me put it that way. And if you somehow avoid the justice of the law for your whole life, your body will get you. I've just seen it a million times. So, I feel sorry in a way, but he chose a terrible, corrupt life. And, hopefully he finds some freedom in this by maybe just choosing the right direction. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it other than that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. So, that's just a wild story to have out there. In other news, there was also another interesting story I wanted to look at real quick. And let me see if I can find it. I saw somebody post it and then I didn't share it. So I need to look it up real quick and see if I can find it because let me see here. Yeah, here it is. So Kirsten Shaughnessy just posted this. Hearing from another source that market reform is coming. Often when there's smoke, there's fire. Until we see action, keep up the fight for trade settlement. Guys, if this is true, and Kirsten is a legit reporter, okay? She does not mess around. TEDx speaker. I mean, this woman has so much bona fides. It's, if she says it, it's got to be a legitimate rumor. All right. So if she hears market reform's coming, that means that there's never been a better time to be in our meme stocks. Because if market reform comes and they announce something big, it's going to turn around. We're going to see spikes real quick. So get ready, guys. Justice, baby. It's coming. I'm getting so excited. I'm getting fired up. I'll admit, Friday got me a little bit because they attacked us more than I expected. I think also because they did it so quickly at the end there. It discouraged me. I thought we were gonna, because all day we were tracking that 450 range. I was like, is this all they got? But that final hour, man, they cracked us. But we did finish above 4. But it hurt still, it hurt. And but then just all this other stuff came in, like the Pam Bondi connection, this guy reaching out to Ham for his show because he saw the truck, hearing Bam and Pedro's space call, and now we're seeing this, and we're seeing what Trump's doing. I'm telling you, it's always like it's that line in the dark night, which I love so much, which the dawn is always, or the light's always darkest before the dawn. And guys, I think it was just getting darkest, but now we're starting to see light as the sun's rising. I really believe that. And we're going to see more of it as we go on. So I'm excited. I think any meme stock right now, somebody asked me about G-Bucks. First of all, not financial advice, but my personal opinion is based on Bam's analysis, his model, based on what I'm seeing in the markets, and based on what I'm seeing from the justice side of things, and where momentum is. I really think this might be the time just to, if you can, like, I'll just tell you what I'm personally doing. I'm personally all in right now as much as I can be with everything. That's where I'm at. I didn't have much. You guys know I just had to get a new vehicle, which we found a vehicle. Thank you to everybody so much. We were able to get a 2017 Ford Expedition, which my wife wanted, like a big old Suburban, but the Expedition's actually rated higher. So we did that. I never wanted to own a Ford ever, but it's had surprisingly good ratings for that year and everything. So, we're modest people. It was a used car, 10 years old almost, but we were able to get that. We got it Friday, and your guys' donations really helped. We actually would not have been able to do it without the help of the community. So thank you guys for that. Definitely nothing fancy, but we got a car that's for us is an upgrade, because the car that was taken was a 2010 Honda Pilot. And so we upgraded to a 2017 Ford Expedition, much bigger car for my wife. So thank you guys for that. For everybody who gave, it really meant a lot, and you guys are amazing. So, but other than that, yes, with what I have left, I'm all in on the meme stocks right now, especially Finger, G-Bucks, DJT are my favorite 3, and I think things are about to turn around. So, Jeffrey, you have an Expedition. It's been good. All right, well, that's good to hear. But on that note, guys, yeah, G-Bucks you can only buy on places that do OTC. All right. And so Fidelity, Schwab, the bigger brokers all do OTC. A lot of the smaller ones do not. So that's why you might have to open up a new brokerage account if you want to buy G-Bucks, unfortunately. But all right, guys, on that note, listen, I love you guys. I'm so thankful for this community. Get in the Discord if you're a member. I am going to be making changes to the membership soon where it's more valuable. And I'll announce that probably this week. I want to make a big change that's just going to be better. I'm a little worried that some bots have gotten into the Discord, so this will help cleanse that out, as well as make the membership more valuable. But if you want to get in the Discord now and you're not, it's $3 a month for the membership. You can join right here on YouTube or go to Patreon, and it's $5 on Patreon, but you do get direct access, and it actually supports the channel even more that way, because YouTube takes a little nice chunk. So anyways, love you guys. Let's end in a prayer and then get out of here. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God, I forget the YouTuber's name. Somebody asked for prayer for his wife, but pray for Bruno's in the hospital. Pray for Thomas Dubois' cancer, Lord, that you'd bless their bodies. Pray for that YouTuber whose wife's having pregnancy complications. God, we were blessed with all 6 kids to never have a serious pregnancy issue. Just a little issues here and there. And so I just want to pray a blessing over them, that they get through it, and the baby's born safely and healthy, and the mom is strong and healthy afterwards as well. So pray blessings on them, and pray, God, that you would give President Trump, the administration, wisdom and boldness to keep moving forward, doing what they're doing, and protect them, Lord, as well. And pray for this community, that you give us wisdom as we navigate this crazy markets, being in stocks that are heavily manipulated. I pray that you help us keep hope even when on bad days, and just keep our eyes on the prize and remember why we're doing it. And we pray that the wins start piling up. We've been here a long time. We've fought hard, God, and I believe we've fought the righteous fight. And so I feel like we're seeing momentum. So I pray you breathe on that, Lord, and we start getting our wins here soon. So just thank you for this community. Bless them all in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a great rest of your Sunday, your weekend, and I will see you all Monday night. Take care. I'm going to go watch Game 7, Thunder Nuggets. So take it easy, guys.